Here is a terrifying exchange involving Bernie Sanders at the town hall last night.
Human population growth has more than doubled in the past 50 years. The planet cannot sustain this growth. I realize this is a poisonous topic for politicians, but it's crucial to face. Empowering women and educating everyone on the need to curb population growth seems a reasonable campaign to enact. Would you be courageous enough to discuss this issue and make it a key feature of a plan to address climate catastrophe?
Well, Martha, the answer is yes. And the answer has everything to do with the fact that women in the United States of America, by the way, have a right to control their own bodies and make reproductive decisions. And the Mexico City Agreement, which denies American aid to those organizations around the world that allow women to have abortions or even get involved in birth control, to me is totally absurd. So I think, especially in poor countries around the world, where women do not necessarily want to have large numbers of babies, and where they can have the opportunity through birth control to control the number of kids they have, something I very, very strongly support.
Let's just be clear about what happened there. The question was whether Bernie would support abortion as a means to reduce the population and save the planet, and he said that he would. Okay. Now, the word abortion was never used, and so you're going to hear, in fact, I've already heard some people try to rationalize this by saying, well, no, he was talking about birth control, not abortion. Yeah, he did mention birth control also, which he lumps in with abortion, because abortion is a form of birth control in Bernie Sanders' mind. But he was also referring explicitly to abortion. That's what the whole bit about women can do what they want with their bodies. That's abortion. Okay, that always refers to abortion. That's not birth control, because there isn't anybody out there who, despite what you hear from the left, there isn't anyone out there who's trying to make birth control illegal or whatever. That's not an argument that anyone's having. So there's no one saying that women shouldn't have the right to use birth control. There are people saying that women shouldn't have the right to kill their babies. And so when someone says, women have the right to, they're talking about abortion. And so that's what he wants to do. This is Bernie Sanders supporting eugenics explicitly. Now, this, of course, is not surprising. It's not new. Eugenics has been around for over 100 years. As it happens, Bernie Sanders has also been around for over 100 years. Probably not a coincidence. And American leftists have supported eugenics in some form or another, using direct or indirect rhetoric for that entire time. In fact, the whole idea of abortion, support for abortion, rests inherently on a eugenics mentality. It rests on the commodification of human life. That is, seeing human life, judging the worth of human life according to its usefulness to society. Saying that human life has subjective worth determined by other people, determined by society as a whole, based on how useful or unuseful that human life is to society. All pro-abortion people see human life this way. They all do. They must, in order to be pro-abortion. So it's not a big leap. It's not a leap at all, actually, to go from that to let's kill babies because there are too many people on Earth. So we shouldn't be shocked by this. This is kind of interesting. Have you noticed, I'm sure you have, that the people who advocate reducing the population to save the planet always want to start by killing babies? Have you noticed that? Which, that does not really seem like the most logical place to start. But poor babies especially, we should mention. So they say there's too many people on Earth. We got to start getting rid of people. Not just let's prevent more people from being conceived, but we have to actually get rid of some people who have already been conceived. And so the people who say that say, well, let's begin with the babies, especially poor babies. They never seem to see themselves as members of the surplus population in need of extermination. What a strange coincidence that is. I mean, if you really think the world is overpopulated and the solution is to kill people, you could contribute to the solution in a more direct way. Now, I'm not advocating suicide. I'm not advocating that people who believe in overpopulation go out and commit mass suicide. I don't think they should. I'm just saying that maybe stop trying to throw babies into the fire if you're not willing to go there yourself. Thank you for tuning into the Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the entire country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and a subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.